It's no secret that there is one show that is at the top of most people's watch lists this anime season, that being, of course, Oshinoko. Oshinoko has really raised the bar. It's been doing so many things differently and has come out swinging with its captivating yet melancholy story that centers on the demanding and often cruel world of idols. On the surface of its tale lies its gorgeous and very enticing art style that has been animated to near perfection. However, it's the star eyes which are a defining feature of its main characters that have really captured most people's attention. This has of course led me, and I'm sure many others, to ask the question, what's the deal with Oshinoko's starry eyes? Now, the star eyes are first explored through Ai Hoshino. Sure, these eyes are visually stunning, they're huge stars in the way they beautifully sparkle. Her eyes really set Ai apart from all the other characters in the series from the get-go, and, from characters in the other series airing at this time as well. However, they are so much more than just an aesthetic choice designed to draw viewers into the character of Ai and the Oshinoko story, though they also do play that role perfectly as well. So Ai was first introduced to us as this tormented idol, a young woman who had kept up a loving image to her countless followers while having never experienced love truly herself. Ai Hoshino had no desire to be an idol. She was very lost in life as a result of her terrible past as an orphan raised in a children's home. Love is a very complicated emotion, and it is a very difficult idea to understand when there is no one you have loved, no one who has loved you, or simply anyone to teach you about it and what it's all about. This, of course, is one of the key reasons I was so shocked about being asked to become an idol. Sure, she finds it commendable that idols have always been so forthright about loving their followers and generally just being so upbeat all of the time, but I just couldn't relate to these things. She isn't capable of executing them since they are foreign ideas to her. She wonders how she could claim to love so many strangers when she has never even had a family member to call her own. Well, she's actually told that everyone showcases their love differently, and for Ai, the only way she knows how to convey this feeling to her many fans is to lie. And it's here that, more brilliant as ever, Ai's star eyes glisten. She uses deception to get through her idol life, giving her finest performance time after time, and over the course of her career, she of course gained a very large following. Now, the thing with Ai, it's actually through her eyes, not words, that we see Ai's distressed state of mind. It's those sparkly eyes that serve as a visual signal or gateway into Ai's genuine emotions. There are a couple of phrases that really stand out to me, like one being the eyes don't lie, and the other is that a person's eyes are the window to their soul. This concept I feel is truly fascinating and executed perfectly in Oshinoko, as the stars in Ai Hoshino's eyes indicate her true emotional state. I'm an anime-only watcher, and I don't know if it has been explained in the manga, and I'm sure that I've read somewhere that the author hasn't given any concrete yes or no answer behind the meaning of the star eyes, but it's my understanding of the series that the stars in not only Ai's eyes, but in the eyes of Ruby and Aqua's too, are a visual cue that only us as the viewers can see these star eyes, letting us in on their true feelings or intent. I just feel like if the other characters could see the star-like eyes, they would have easily put two and two together that Ruby and Aqua were either the children or related to Ai in some way or another. This concept or idea that we as the viewers are the only ones who can see this really stands out to me as a simple touch of brilliance. Each of these characters are basically living a lie, and of course, one of the main themes in Oshinoko is lying. Ai lies to all of her followers about loving them. She must keep her cheery facade as an idol all the time, and if she is lying so frequently, her eyes are like the ideal window into what she is truly thinking. Then there is the case of her twins Ruby and Aqua. The two are both reincarnations of previous lives. Aqua being the late Dr. Garu, who was aiding Ai with her pregnancy, and Ruby, a once patient of Dr. Garu named Serena, who was a huge fan of Ai's, who actually introduced Ai to him before she ultimately passed away from her illness. These two are both living a lie as her children, as they have maintained their past memories, but instead of exposing that truth, they are in turn lying to Ai about being her real children, though I believe this is an unintentional lie rather than a deceiving manner. True, being close to the woman that they adore is something they are not going to throw away, so there is a selfish point of view to it, but at the same time, they are this little happy family. But it's such a confusing situation when you start thinking about it, but either way, they're basically all living a lie at this point. Which is hence the fact that they each have a star in their eye, which is an indication to us viewers of their true mental state. Again, it's that window into their soul situation. It does lead me to another question though, as to why they only have one star in their eye compared to I, who of course has two. Also the fact that Ruby and Aqua's star is in the opposing eye. Of course both Ruby and Aqua were tied to I in their former lives, and in their present ones, their fates have always been intertwined for a reason, I suppose. Originally, I believed that the star that they each have represented the characteristic that they acquired from their mother, which was a life built around deception, but I'm leaning towards the notion of them maybe meaning or representing different emotions. Like, we have Aqua, who is hellbent on finding I's killer and extracting revenge, and Ruby is set on leaving her former life behind and living out her new one by imitating I. We've also of course seen the colour of the star change in parts too. The black eyes imply like a sinister intention, whereas the white starry eyes symbolise deceit. I was actually hit by a manga panel on Twitter that was potentially a spoiler that, don't worry, I won't share in case you are anime onlys like me, but it did ask questions about the one eye and the colour of said star thing, so maybe I'm onto something in terms of each eye holding onto one of two emotions. Now, I'm sure at some point we will find out who their father is and whether or not he will also have the same star eyes, as I honestly do believe that the star is a narrative to better show us viewers the character's true intent rather than being this genetic visual feature that other characters can see. I just think that the narrative with the eyes is something so very special about the show. Like, it's a really simple concept when you think about it, but it really does such a good job of either showing us viewers the character's true emotion, or in turn simply representing that emotion or aspect that has been plaguing their lives. Like, I'm thinking back to Ai's final moments where she was finally able to tell Aqua and Ruby that she loved them and that those words were true when she said them. And honestly, I still can't get over how powerful and truly heartbreaking that scene was, witnessing her dying moments. It's so sad. But looking back at it, when I said those words to her children, her starry eyes had visibly disappeared before she died. Now, on my first watch, I simply saw it as the life leaving her body, but now it really is kind of like a symbol of Ai's freedom from her lies that had been long associated with her starry eyes, now removed. Ai's star eyes shone the brightest when she was lying to everyone, including herself. Even if Ai wasn't actually happy herself, she only ever wanted to keep everyone else happy at the time. And as she was finally finding that true happiness herself, her life of course was tragically cut short before she could really let herself experience that. However, in those final moments, Ai overcame her fears, allowing her to smile at her kids and tell them that she truly loved them for the first time. And it was in that moment that those stars finally dimmed out. Now, while you wait for another video to drop, why not check out this video where I talk about the biggest problem with Dr. Stone that is also airing this spring 2023 anime season. But guys, that's it from me. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves to then. Peace.